So this is another one of those stories that I'm going to tell at the scene of the crime. We are in the Tumwater, Washington Denny's, as you can see. And this is not the first time I've been in this Denny's. Exactly 3 years ago, on February 13th, 2023, I was standing in my bathroom trying to comb my hair to make myself look less bald and trying to figure out what the appropriate shirt was for a first date. And I really wanted this date to work out. I'm a hopeless romantic. I believe in true love and all that, but I'm also really lousy at first dates because at that time I had had less than 10 first dates in my whole entire life. Except for the experience I had with speed dating, and I don't want to talk about that. So finally I gave up on my hair, I picked the blue shirt, and I came down here to Denny's. And on the way down, I was hoping that my first date with Symphony was going to turn out great, and I hoped she looked like the person that I'd seen in about 4 or 5 pictures, a short profile, and a few emails and phone conversations. And so I get to Denny's here, and she's waiting for me at the hostess desk, and she was the person in the profile, except that those beautiful blue eyes are even better in real life. And so we got a table, and we were going to just have iced tea and coffee and talk a little bit. And Symphony is very passionate and very knowledgeable about tea, so we started talking about that, and that made us less nervous. And within a couple minutes, it was a totally comfortable conversation. And so we're talking about anything and everything. And Symphony likes her coffee with lots of cream. And I look over, and there's this very large pile of empty half and half containers, and we've been there for 2 hours. And I knew I wanted to have more dates. And Symphony apparently felt that way too. She'd walked down here, and of course it's Washington and it's raining, and she decided I was nice enough that it was okay if I dropped her off at her house, which I did. And when she said goodbye, she kind of lightly touched my hand, and you know the tingles you get that go all the way to your toes and back up to the top of your head? Yeah, those tingles. And I remember driving home, singing along to 60s and 70s romantic rock music on the radio with a grin plastered on my face. And I still had those tingles. Well, we kept dating, and about 8 months later in October, I was still having those tingles, and we were standing on a beautiful beach watching a sunset. And I had a question I wanted to ask Symphony, and I also had this ring, and I also had some things I wanted to tell her about the tingles and some other things. But of course, I was really nervous, and so what came out was, Symphony, I've got this ring. You think maybe we could get married? And she said yes. So we are now also about to celebrate our 2nd anniversary. And when we were here on that first date, the waiter was really cool about us having a 2-hour date with coffee and tea. Today we did order food, and we're going to leave a huge tip and leave with smiles plastered on both our faces.
Yes, we are.